outer edge of the heel stays forward as the knee goes forward. Okay, so I don't know. I know that a lot of people will be like, I feel my knee. You feel your knee because you're allowing weight to go forward into your toes too soon, and you're not getting that outside edge of the heel. So we're gonna do like 8 reps on each side. So if I'm in this position and I have my left leg forward, I just want to find my arch. Where does the arch start? It starts right here. Okay. And then on the outside, I have my heel, the outside edge of my left heel. Okay. So my hands are going to go there. I have one finger on the outside. Now, if I go like this, behind my heel, this would be like your inhale. Okay. This would be if I was like walking and like striking the ground with the outside edge of my heel. Okay. You're going to inhale here, hands on your foot, and then you're going to slowly exhale, maintain contact with that left outside edge of the heel, and then you're going to allow the knee to go forward. Okay. So I am inhale with my knee back behind my heel, and then I'm exhaling as I move forward. Now, watch that I did not allow all my weight to go to my toes when I did that. It stayed in the heel and it allowed the arch to lengthen. Okay, I'm not gripping through my toes at all. Look how nice and long this arch is. Inhale back. I'm dragging on my hamstring. My knee is behind my heel. This is supination. This is arch. And then exhale, going forward. Okay, heel heavy on the outside. Exhale, heel heavy on the outside, even though the knee is forward. This is what we have to have when we're doing things, right? And so basically all of today, we're going to do exercises, but we're going to focus on whether we're looking at the inside of the arch or the outside edge of the heel. And that's just going to buy us different up the chest. Okay. And so we're really going to make sure that we're opening up through the backside. And I think a lot of times we do this with the feet really well. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Maybe it's different on one side than it is on the other, but you definitely should feel some hamstrings when you do this. Okay. Right now, I have my left knee down and my right knee is behind my heel. This is my heel strike position. This is supination. This is my arch. Like I need a moving arch, right? Outside edge of the heel, inside edge. Exhale, allow the knee to go forward, but I keep contact with the outside edge of that right heel as I go forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Still feeling the hamstring. This is my inhale. This is my heel strike, outside edge of the heel. This is where I supinate. This is if I was walking forward and striking with the heel. And then exhale forward. I still have contact with the outside edge of the heel when I do that, right? I can't just go knees forward and have all the weight go to my toes. All right. So we talk about the hamstrings all the time. And I talk about the breath all the time. We're going to really take things slow, annoyingly slow, and you're going to die because you're going to feel your hamstring so much. Okay. So you're going to lie down your back. I can remember when, before I learned a lot of stuff about the feet and like, I just had a really, really tight pelvic floor. I couldn't get the breath all the way down. And now I can, and it just allows me to hinge better. And I see this a lot, like people struggling a little bit with the hinge. And so I want you to realize that this 90-degree bridge is a fucking hinge. Okay. So if I go like this and I'm pulling down with my right leg and I have my left knee pulled in, this is a hinge. Okay. Hands on the ribs, pulling down. I bridge up like a centimeter or two. My tailbone's off the ground. I'm pulling, but I need to relax my butt. Okay. So like to Caitlin's point when she was like, but I thought like I needed to squeeze my glutes. No. And you don't want to have a backside of the pelvic floor that's super tight, right, Katie Morgan? It's not fun. We want to drag through, and I want you to inhale all the way down. So imagine your vagina and your asshole. You inhaled all the way down, your butt's bridged off, and then you exhale, empty from the bottom, allow the rib cage to come back. We're going to do 3 breaths in this position. It looks like I'm doing nothing, but I'm just focusing on my breath. Inhale all the way down. Exhale, contract. maybe a little mini Kegel on that right-hand side. If you can't differentiate between the left and the right side, I don't really care, but you want to inhale all the way down. That's how the tissues get length. Still dragging the heel down, exhale. Inhale. Feel everything get long, and you're exhaling all the air out, emptying from the bottom. The longer the exhale, the more abs turn on. Do you feel a hamstring yet?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Guess what? We got lots more to go. You're going to bridge to the top position by dragging the heel down the wall. I want your butt up now, up to the top of the bridge, but I want you to get to the top of the bridge and then inhale all the way down again. Inhale. Let everything get length. Exhale. Empty from the bottom. Contract the abs and get the air out. Inhale again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. So, can we be real here? Did you feel this like a shit ton?
Yeah.
Okay. So think about it. It's all how you do what you do. And this is why I'm telling you, like, pay attention to the breath, because it's going to make you be able to like experience everything a lot more. You ain't even ready to go the other side. I see you guys changing already. No, no, no. We're going to stay on the side. We're going to move up and down out of it. And we're going to do it like 3 times. So when I'm at the bottom position, that's my hinge. I can't hinge if my ass is super tight. It needs to be able to relax and let go, right? So if I'm here and I'm down, pulling down, I want to be able to exhale and then inhale, bridge up, let go. Exhale, down, contract, inhale, let it go. Okay, and then we'll move on to the other side. But I just want you to feel, some people will still say to me, like, I don't feel my hamstrings. Well, you're fucking not breathing right then, okay? Because it's all going to be about the breath and finding that in the right position. And I guarantee, like, the hinges and the deadlifts shouldn't hurt your back if you do that, okay? We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now, please understand that all of our pelvises are a little bit asymmetrical. Like most people that I see, their left side is a little bit more forward than their right. So it might be harder to get it on your left, okay? You might need to play around with the position of your foot. Maybe you need to pull the knee in towards the midline, but just pay attention to that as I'm dragging down the wall. Inhale, relax, exhale. Butt's a little bit off the ground. I'm not clenching on my butt. Inhale, exhale. Empty from the bottom. Inhale. Exhale. All the air out. I'm going to bridge up now. Bridge up. Don't clench on the butt. Try to inhale all the way down. Exhale. Contract, get the air out. Inhale all the way down. Exhale, still pulling down the wall. Contract. Inhale. Exhale. Then you're going to go up and down. You're at the bottom position. That's your exhale. Inhale, bridge it up. All just the breath. I'm literally doing nothing different than what we normally do, but I'm just like really focusing on where the breath is going. And so, like I said the other day, it's like if I held the bicep curl like this all the time, I'm not going to get stronger, right? So I say, like, you got to let it go to let it grow. And like I'm talking about the backside of your pelvis. I'm talking about your glutes, right? And ultimately, your glutes and your hamstrings are 2 different things. And I think sometimes we clench down on the glutes to think we can control the position of the pelvis, but I'm just going to try to separate the 2, especially today. Once you're done, you're going to flip yourself over and you're going to come into like a bear position with your knees on an Air-X pad and your feet, balls of your feet, dragging up the wall. Okay? So I'm in a hands and knees position. Feet are on the wall. People will be like, do my heels need to be on the wall? No, just the balls of your feet, just gently dragging up, right? I can feel my hamstrings are controlling the position of my pelvis. Now, I want you to inhale and just like allow the pelvis to tuck under a little bit. Feel the pressure push back. And then as I exhale, all I want to do is like spread my ass cheeks and open up the backside. Imagine my sit bones, like there's air going back there. Okay, inhale, tuck. Exhale, spread your ass cheeks. Don't clench on them, just spread them. And then forward, inhale, and exhale. This is what you want to be thinking about when you're doing a deadlift. If you're doing like a bilateral deadlift, right? Does that make sense, sort of, Caitlin? Like, can you feel that difference? I just want to make sure everybody gets it. Like when I see people having like a hard time a little bit with the hinge, right? So now do this, walk it forward. Don't clench on your butt. Take an inhale all the way down. Now do this, push through your hands. Exhale, spread your ass cheeks. Do you feel the length back there? I hope so. And then come forward, inhale, and exhale. I feel like I'm doing some like sex game or something. I knew you'd laugh about that. Forward, inhale, and then exhale. But I don't know, I talk about this. The reason I got into this kind of stuff is because I was having like painful sex, because I was just so tight, like after I had a baby, right? So if I can learn to breathe down there, like I'm not going to be constipated. I'm not going to have my like pelvic pain, my SI joint pain, like all those things. We just need to be able to get the air to go down there. Okay. And I think that you can do it all at once while you're strength training. You just have to bring some awareness to it. So we are going to go into our bear position that we've been working on, like the legit bear. If you like a block between your legs, then do that. We're just going to do the tuck and the untuck of the pelvis because it's really helped you guys get your abs on board, okay? We're just going to do 10. If I'm in hands and knees, I have this block between my legs if I want. Hands push down through the ground. I'm going to inhale, tuck, exhale, untuck. Knees off the ground, inhale, tuck, exhale, untuck. This helps me to find those low abs. Right? And we talk about ass and abs because those two kinds of muscles are what's controlling the position of the pelvis. And if we don't have that, then our low back's just like doing everything. So knees are off the ground. You're going to give me 10, tuck to inhale, exhale, untuck, tuck, untuck. Wrists and shoulders are in a line. You can be in a real good bear position where your knees and your hips are in a line and your wrists and your shoulders are in a line. You should feel those deep low abs connect in this position. Now you're going to grab onto a kettlebell. We're going to do an arm bar. Okay. So we're going to do an arm bar, but we're going to do more of like an ab hip shift arm bar. Okay. So sometimes arm bar, like, I don't know. I like arm bar for a lot of different reasons, but this one is going to help us do a hip shift and get some abs on with the reach. So I could use a dumbbell or I could use a kettlebell. If you don't like the feeling of a kettlebell on your wrist, then grab a dumbbell. I don't know, 20, 25, 12 kg, that will all work. Also want you to grab a block and put it between your knees because we're going to be doing a hip shift. So say I grab this kettlebell, lying on my back. Knees are bent to 90 degrees. I take two hands and I reach my right arm up towards the ceiling. Now, what happens when I do that? I'm reaching my shoulder blade off the ground, and then I'm literally going to roll over to the left. Inhale, right knee reaches long. Exhale, drag it back. Inhale, right knee reaches long. Right arm reaches long, exhale, bring it back. Okay, I want you to do 8 of those on each side and listen to what I was saying about the hip shifting. Everything's going over together. You guys all look good. Reach that top knee long. Exhale, bring it back. Connect to your abs. Good. If you have a block, turn it the narrow way. It's a little bit easier to be able to do the shift. I feel like it's kind of annoying if it's super thick. And just imagine the top knee reaching long. Should feel some abs, should feel the shoulder blade reaching away from the ground. Maybe one side feels easier than the other side. Good. Christine, rotate towards me. Really think about allowing your right shoulder to come on top of your left shoulder. Reach, 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 reach. Yeah, good. Now get your right shoulder blade away from your spine. Reach that much. So then serratus, which is that muscle that connects to the abs, that's going to really help get your abs on. Good. Feel that shoulder blade reaching. Lovely. So we did a bunch of like the hamstring stuff. We did some foot stuff. We've been like on Wednesdays, we do some like jumping. We're just going to do 8 box jumps. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, we can just sit on something and do a jump. But I want you guys to feel comfortable with like inhaling all the way down and then exhaling like as you land, like with your pelvic floor. Like I want you to be able to feel like you can jump without like pain or being nervous about your pelvic floor. So if I do this, doesn't need to be the highest box, doesn't even need to be a box. I'm going to show a couple options, but if I'm here and I'm behind my bench, I just want to think about inhaling, like that's my length, and then I'm exhaling, pushing the ground away and landing, and then I just step back down. Same thing would be if I'm sitting on something. Inhale, exhale, jump. Inhale, exhale. Okay? Good. So regardless of which option you choose, you're just going to do 8. Okay. Like Rebecca, if you only have that one that's sort of short, do 2 leg to 1 leg land, right? And just try 4 on each side. Try 2 legs on the ground and then land on 1 leg. You guys on the higher ones can try that too if you want to make it more challenging. Yep. Now, let's say I just had a baby and I'm like still nursing, which is like a couple of you. Take a block, put it between your legs and engage those muscles of the adductors to help lift the pelvic floor. It's helpful. You can have a block between your legs if you want to, and then you guys can kind of tell me what you're feeling. Hi, Sadie. Hi. Nice. Katie Morgan got ups. Get it? Nice.
George just came up to tell me I was jumping too loud.
So relax for a second. We're going to go back to those arm bars, find the abdominals, and then we're going to go back and we're going to do the jumps again. So, I mean, a lot of people don't have their like sound on, but yeah, we don't want to be landing like a gorilla. So think about that, like softening the landing as much as possible. Like next time, just think about that.
You froze for a second. What'd you say we were going to do?
Oh, we're going to do arm bar again. We're going to do 8 on each side, and then we're going to do jumps one more time. And guys, if you're leaking or like your back hurts on the jumps, don't be embarrassed. Just like tell me, and then I can fucking help you, even if you have to email me or anything, you know? I just want to help you get things coming on board. I had a woman message me, and she was like, I can't run because all I do is pee my pants, and send me a good pelvic floor workout. Well, I think strength training can be a pelvic floor workout. Everything's a pelvic floor workout if you're breathing. Does that make sense?
I mean, just start her with the breathing. And then if you can figure that out and do other things on top of it, you're golden.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is like, I hope you know that like all this stuff that we're doing because we're doing the breathing. Okay. Cause I'm just like, I'm like, am I missing something here?
Nope.
But the first step is being like, can you even feel it? Because she's like, I feel the workouts in my abs, but I don't feel my pelvic floor. Good. Reach the shoulder blade away from the spine. Good. So Michelle, try to think about initiating it like as the core together, right? So move the arm and the leg together like a little bit slower, maybe even turn the block the narrower way. Good, better, better, better. So think of it as like an ab exercise. Because it is. Top knee shifting long, you're opening up through the backside of the pelvis. Good. Reach the shoulder blade away from the spine. Good. Now with the jumps again, if you're doing 2 leg to 1 leg land, then I want you to do just like 4 on each side. If you're doing jumping off of the couch, you can put a block between your legs if you want, or you might just feel totally fine and you're getting that nice length. Trying to land as softly as possible if you're doing the jumps onto the box. Remember, inhale, lengthen, exhale, contract. Exhale as you hit the ground. I went looking for you. I didn't know where you were.
Yeah. Daddy can't do that.
Man, you're getting ready for this birthday party.
Yeah.
Which I will never be doing again. Just kidding. Just kidding. Not here. Not here. I won't.
Wow.
Because mommy's not a party planner like Rebecca. Okay. Mommy only has one set of skills, and this is where it is right here.
Gonna do a toddler exercise class for the birthday party.
Oh,
Amazing.
I'm just like, better not be too cold either, or I'm gonna be upset. It'll be fine. I make a big deal out of nothing because I stress myself out. So after we do the arm bar and we do the jumps, we're going to get to the actual workout. Okay. We're going to grab onto our kettlebell or our dumbbell. We're going to do half kneeling windmills. Now, there's a lot of things happening here. I'm inhaling as I'm lowering myself down. There's like a lengthening happening through the abs. And then as I exhale, that's when my abs are going to help to get me back up. I'm also opening up through the backside of the pelvis in more like a lateral hinge position. So I think about this, like, Lindsay, if you want to do like, do you have a band? I always forget what you have.
I do, but like not a good place to attach it.
What's that like? Is that like a pole right there?
No, it's actually like a wooden wall. It's hard to see, but like those.
Okay. So I just don't want you to feel like if you're going overhead, it like hurts your neck. So then don't use weight, right?
Okay.
I'm going to talk through a couple different ways that we can do this. So like if I'm in a half kneeling position, I have the weight in my left hand and my left leg is forward. Okay. I'm here, arm goes overhead, ribs are back. I'm going to rotate towards the left leg as I inhale. And then I'm going to exhale, come back up. Okay. I have a lot of like range of motion. So I can take my elbow down. That doesn't mean you have to, right? So like foot's back, rotate towards the front leg, and then exhale back up to the start position. Okay. I can do it body weight. I can just say inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay. Lindsay, do you like the first 3 steps of the Turkish get up?
Not particularly.
But it doesn't hurt your neck, does it?
No, it does not hurt my neck.
Okay. So you could do that too, if you want to. Take your right foot, Katie, and rotate it to the left. Yep. Open up the butt that way a lot. Good. Yep. And then I want to see exhale. You're underneath it. You're using your abs to get up. Nice. Lindsay's like, I don't like any of it, but I do it. So on the way down with the Turkish get up, just like exhaling and getting those abs on in like a lengthened position. So say you did 8 on each side with the windmills. You're working on the rotation. You're getting the butt nice and open. Good. You're not moving through your low back. You're moving from your hips. What'd you say?
I think I'm moving through my low back. I can't seem to get it in anything else.
Turn sideways so I can see. Good. Yep. Rotate towards me. So put a block down and put the block down close to your bench, sort of like at a diagonal. So that block right there, put it down near your bench, the block that's behind you. So we need to be able to do this. You need to be able to rotate at the torso. Good. Don't rotate it that far. Bring it back a little bit more. Yep. Good. You might even bring it up higher. Not to be annoying.
Like standing up.
Yep. Good. So, yep, like that. The other way, the middle way, so that you get some range. Good. Now, turn your torso and push into it as you push your butt back towards me. Good. Does that feel different?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're just leaning into it and falling, right, and you're not pushing your weight towards me, then that's what's going to happen. Right now, if that feels good, then lower the block even further, but make sure you're rotating towards that front leg as you go. So if you have a stability ball, we're going to do our little ab wheel exercise. If you have sliders, your feet are on rags, you're sliding. You could put your hands on the ground or you can put your hands on dumbbells. I'm going to show both variations. If you don't have either of those options, just put your feet against the wall. You're going to inhale to pull a knee into your chest, keeping your hips square, and then exhale away. So I'm going to show all of them. If I have my ball, Michelle was saying last week, why do I feel this in my back? Well, you're going to feel anything in your back if you lose the stack of your rib cage and your pelvis because you went too far, right? So if I go like this, I'm going to take my feet or shins on the ball. Most of us are a narrow rib cage angle. So if I go like this and I squeeze in on it, that's going to be really good for me. If you're a wide rib cage angle, you want to spread out. Okay, so squeezing, I'm going to inhale, pull the knees in, and I'm going to exhale, push away. I push away, look how flat my back is. I still have my abs on, okay? Inhale and exhale. Now, if I have sliders, I can put my hands on top of dumbbells or just on the regular ground. I'm going to imagine my hands are pushing through the ground to get my up, and then exhale, push my body back like a body saw. Go as far back as you can. Inhale, push through your hands. Exhale as you reach back. Now, if none of those options are available to you, put your feet against the wall. Put your hands down on the ground. Inhale, right knee pulls in. Exhale, right leg out. Inhale, left knee pulls in. Exhale, out. Do not let your belly dome. Breathe into your upper back and then exhale away from your abs. 10 to 12. Now, we're going to talk through hip shift variation. So we did these ones where we were like standing on top of a block, and we did like a lateral lunge where we're kind of like sending the butt back. We're going to go through it, but I'm also going to give you another option because I understand that it can be hard. Okay. This is not about like, oh, I have to get down to the ground. It's never about that. It's about getting the right muscles on in the pelvis. Okay. So if I stand on a block, my toes are going to be hanging off the edge of a block in front of me. And I can grab a weight that's light or I can grab no weight. Okay. I have this block. I have a wall in front of me. Toes hanging off the front, hands on the wall. I want to find my big toe knuckle, my pinky toe, and my heel, and I want to bend in my knee a little bit. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my right leg long, kind of down towards the ground, and that would either be a hip hike, or if I can push my left hip back, it's a hip shift, and I feel my glute. Okay, so some people are gonna just hip height, which is not what we want. And then when we do it right, it's a hip shift, right? So I just literally am lengthening through the back side or left side to drop the right foot down. Okay? Now, if that feels like doable, you can put a weight in your right hand, and that's what you're gonna do is like reach the hip back as you go into a lateral lunge and then come up. Exhale. Hinge down, inhale up. I'm watching now. If I'm standing on my left leg, the weight is in my right hand. If I'm standing on my right leg, the weight is in the left hand. It's not about how far you can go. It's about how much can you push the hips back and feel the opening through the backside. You guys actually look great. I like to put my opposite hand on the wall in front of me so that I don't over rotate through my lumbar. Okay? It's not about like, oh, I'm getting so far. I don't really care about that. So big toe, pinky toe, heel presses into the block. Good, Margaret, allow your left knee to go forward as much as you can. And now think about this. If I'm on my left side, I want the right side of my pelvis to rotate to the left. Arpita, can you back up a little bit?
I do feel it in my butt.
Okay, good, perfect. I just want you to feel like you have more room to be able to get into it so that your wall isn't like blocking you. Good. Rebecca, on this side, when you're doing the right side, think about your knee kind of pushing out on the right and then your left hip's facing straight ahead because you're doing a little movement from your back. Yep, better. That's it. Good, Katie, that's great. Big toe knuckle, pinky toe, right knee can kind of drive out a little bit. Yep. Good, yes, Arpita looks great, nice. Margaret, do you feel your butt? She's muted. Now we're gonna go back to the windmills. Then we're gonna go back to the abs. And then we're gonna go back to these. Does anything feel bad? Just tell me. Good, Christine looks great. Bad as in hurt, not hard, because I know these are hard. So whatever leg is forward, that's the one that has the weight in that arm. Lovely. Good, rotate your torso over, over, over. Yes, Arpita, nice. Good, still dragging on the heel a little bit, Katie Morgan, that will feel good. Good, exhaling, emptying from the bottom as you're lifting. It's your abs that are doing the work. Good, I'm still reaching my shoulder blade away from my spine when I'm in that bottom position. Yep. Good. Good, you probably could rotate even more to the right, Arpita. Just take the whole left shoulder towards me. Yep. Good, so again, with the breathing, I'm gonna actually inhale as I pull my knees into the chest. I'm pushing away from the ground. And then I'm gonna exhale as I reach back, push through the ground. Good, and I just like push myself away from my body as much as I possibly can. Good, Christine, I want you to go a little bit slower because you know it's gonna be harder when you go a little slower. Push through your hands, only lift your legs as much as you can, push through your hands. Yes, good. And so you're just like thinking about kind of like managing pressure through your abdomen, right? Expanding through the upper back. And then exhaling, emptying from the bottom so you can really feel those abs. Push through the index finger and the thumb, reach the shoulder blades. Yes, good. Nice and slow. Knees stay pretty bent on basically both of them. I don't want the legs too straight. Good, Rebecca, push your body away a little bit more at the end. So right there, now push your body back. Yes, connect to your abs. Perfect. Who here hates kettlebells?
No.
No. So we did some jumping, we played around with the feet. Now we're gonna do some cleans, okay? So what's a clean? A clean is a hinge too. Like we're just like really chalking up the hinge movements today. I need you to be able to get the hips back and drive heavy through the heel, okay? So instead of like doing the unilateral hinge, I'm just gonna let you have like a little bit of fun and get your heart rate elevated. So it could be a power clean with like a heavy weight, 2 hands, like a hinge, like a deadlift, and then 2 hands up. I'll show that. Or we could do a 1-arm dead clean. And like we can progress to go a little bit heavier. The heart rate gets elevated. I like the kettlebell just because it's like, if I only have like a little bit of time and I want to get strength and conditioning in, it's a great tool as long as I'm like working the right muscles when I do it. So like if I was to think about a deadlift, I have the weight at my midfoot, I hinge over, see how my butt's up, and then I'm gonna do a clean, like a dead power clean. I'm gonna push through my leg, pop the weight up, that's it. All I did was just push through the ground, pop the weight up, drop it back down. So I could do that with a heavy weight. I could do 8 to 10 of those. Okay, or I could face straight on, take 1 kettlebell. If I put it to the right side of my body, I'm gonna hinge down, holding on with the right arm. I'm gonna push through my legs, exhale, up to the rack position. Back down, exhale, up to the rack position. Okay, and I want you to just do like 6 on each side. Make sure the weight's in 1 hand if you're doing that variation. If you're doing the dead clean, 2 legs, exhale up into a power clean, okay? Don't be afraid to let the knees go forward. That hinge looks money, Margaret. Everybody's hinge looks great. Maybe that breathing was good at the beginning. I hope so. Knees forward, butt is open. Good.
Did I completely miss that we went on to something else?
It's fine. So we're doing hinges, but if you don't want to, then we can, when they're done, we'll go on and then we'll kind of do it again. So Katie Morgan, I want you to think about this. I'm kind of changing my stance on elevating. Not that it's bad, but I bet you could even do it. Like, I bet you could have more range of motion. Try it. Now, get your heels heavy. Now, yes, but watch this. So say I'm down at that bottom position. I want you to find the inside edges of your heel. Let your knees kind of go in a little bit. And then as you push through the outside edges of your heel, because I think you have more room than you think. Yeah, I like that better. Lindsay, let your knees go forward more and then open up the backside of the pelvis by not gripping. So move the bell back a little bit. Now find the inside edges of your heel as your knees go forward more. Can you let your knees go forward more? Good, good, good. Now almost like sit back heavy in your heels and then fucking go. Good. Okay, so I just want to pay attention to like what we're feeling like when we're doing some of this stuff and how the feet can like help, like just bring awareness to like the muscles that we actually want to be using. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a row, and like when I say efficient exercise, I mean like I want you to be able to move better as a result of like breathing and just paying attention to certain things. And I think that we can do that when we connect to like the feet and the breath and just play around with position. So like just because we're doing a row doesn't mean we're just strengthening the back. We could be strengthening the glutes as well. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put your left foot forward. You're going to either hold on to like your Peloton, your wall, your bench, something that's like a little bit higher. So like Rebecca, you could hold on to that corner of like the window. I just want to have something that's like a little bit higher up. Yep, Christine, that works fine. Could be just the wall. So I'm going to use my like box that's over here that's like a little bit higher. And I'm going to think about this. If I have my left foot forward, I'm going to do exactly what I just said to Katie Morgan. She's bringing awareness to the inside edge of the heel, which is internal rotation, which a lot of us are missing. So all I just did was took my inside edge of my heel and kind of like brought it to the ground. But see how my left knee went forward as well? I want you to think about that. So inside edge of the heel, knee goes forward. Okay? Now, right hand goes on the elevated surface, right hip drops down. I'm still forward with my knee on the left. I still have that inside edge of the heel into the ground. And then I have a weight in my left hand and I'm inhaling to row. Exhale down. Inhaling to row. Exhale down. And I'm going to do 12 rows, focusing on allowing the midfoot to kind of push into the ground on the left. Okay? Michelle, draw your left hip back or bring your left knee forward. Now, I'm going to talk you through the right side because it's different. Okay? Allow the knee to be forward.
Wait,
Rebecca,
so
you're going to
if
row
the
with the
leg-
left arm, Rebecca.
say that again?
Left leg forward, left arm rows. And then I'm going to talk through what we're doing on the right. Because guess what? The right side's not the same as the left. It's just not. Margaret, knee forward more, inside edge of the heel more. Drop your right hip way, way, way down, like a hip shift almost. Good. Christine, looks good. Good. Do you guys feel your butt a little bit?
Holy geez.
Yeah, a lot of it. Okay, so I'm just using the row to drive more internal rotation. Now we're gonna do the opposite on the right, okay? Now on the right side, we're gonna find the outside edge of the heel. We're gonna take the knee forward, but we're gonna take the knee out. And instead of dropping through the left hip, we're gonna go into external rotation a little bit more so that you really feel the butt and you found the outside edge of the heel. So if I go like this and I have my position, right foot forward, right knee forward, push to the outside edge of that heel. When I go here, my left leg is gonna be like this. Do you see how I just opened it up? Okay, I'm almost in this like kickstand position with my knees out. Okay, so I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna inhale, row here. I'm gonna find the outside edge of my heel as my knee is forward. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Just because I found the outside edge of my heel does not mean that my knee is gonna pull back. I still want my knee to go forward. Nice, good. It's not about rolling to the outside of the foot though. Rebecca, try to still feel the big toe as well. Good. Lindsay, take your left foot forward and drive your left knee out a little bit too. Yep. Okay. Do you guys feel your butt there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, buddy. Good. Now, lie down your back. We're gonna do dead bugs. So dead bugs with your arms dragging up the wall. Now, why do I like this? I like this because basically it makes an ab exercise super hard because we're just focusing on the breath. A lot of us need to drive more air into the chest wall. If we're sitting a ton, holding kids, sitting at a computer, nursing, I don't know, we all do all the things. So if I'm lying on my back like this, I'm able to find the stack position, okay? I'm gonna take my arms over my head and I'm gonna drag up the wall. So heels of the hands, drag up the wall, inhale into the chest. Exhale, empty from the bottom. Then I can take my knees to 90 degrees here. I'm dragging up the wall. That's my lats. My lats connect to my serratus, which connects to my abs. And then all I'm gonna do is inhale, drop right heel down, exhale, lift it up. Inhale all the way down, exhale. I can do a little Kegel, hip bones engage. My leg can be super long if I have that range of motion, but if I feel it in my low back, well, then don't let your leg go so long. More isn't better, better is better. Inhale into the chest. Imagine your clavicle spreading and really get the long exhale empty from the bottom. So all the air is coming out. So I think slower is better because I'm just going to feel more. So do you feel your abs when you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Now we're gonna go with those dead cleans again. It could be the power clean or it could be the one arm dead clean. Maybe you go heavier than you did before. I just don't want you to feel anything in your back and you just wanna keep practicing that. Like, am I opening up through the backside? Do I feel my heels like helping me to push down through the ground? Like there's so many different variations that you could do. Another one would be, if I had my 2 bells and I wanted to like go super heavy, I just want to get myself set up. And like, as long as the glutes find length, it's going to be great, right? But if it doesn't, then I'm going to move through my low back, right? And that's where people end up like hating some of these exercises. Not because the exercise is bad, it's like how you're executing it. So Michelle, one sec. Relax for a second. Shake it out. Now, find the inside edge of the heels before you go down. Imagine your knees kind of pulling in a little bit as the inside edges of the heel. Yeah, okay, now go. Good. Do you see how that's different? It looks completely different and you're not rounding through the low back at all. So I just want you to make sure, like Lindsay, same with you, just think inside edge of the heel, the knees are kind of coming in a little bit. Just like slightly, right? So when I do that, that's internal rotation. That's going to open up through the backside of the pelvis. Caitlin, these look great. Good. So when I go up, Caitlin, I'm switching the grip on my hands and I end up grabbing it here. Yeah. Lindsay, knees forward though. So heels heavy, knees forward. Now get your weight on your heels, even though your knees are forward. Bring your knees forward more. Good. I know it's hard, but that's how you're going to open up through the backside. And so like what I said with Katie Morgan is like, I just had her, well, she was elevating it a little bit. You could do that. You're taller. Maybe you put it on the Airx pad. Maybe you put it up on a book or something like that. But I do want you to be able to find the length through the backside. Good. Knees forward, inside edges of the heel. Good. Katie, those look great. Good. Now sit the weight into the heels and just exhale, push down through the ground. Good. Then we're going to go to those rows again. I want 12 rows on each side. With the left foot forward, it's the inside edge of the heel. Knee forward, inhaling and rowing with the left. If you're doing the right side forward, you're not going to drop that left hip. You're going to let both knees kind of go out and you're more on the outside of your foot. So Michelle, drop your right knee longer, getting into that like hip shifted position. Good. Yep, exactly. Like let that other leg be bent. Rebecca, drop your right hip even more. Yep. Katie, it looks like you've hobbled yourself. It's great. Good. Let your right knee forward, Margaret. Yep. outside edge of the heel, and then open up your left knee a little bit if you want. Yep. Good. So right knee drops long, Margaret. Yeah, like almost like a shorter stance so that the right knee is like shifting. Yes, good. Yep. Now inside edge of the heel and then inhale. Yes. Good. Don't hike your right side, Rebecca. Yep, you either, Michelle. Really think about long from the rib cage to the pelvis. Nice setup, Katie Morgan. Good. Then we're going to go back to dead bugs. Good. Inhaling to row back. Good. Shoulder away from the ear, Christine. Just think like back. Yes. See the difference? Yes. Good. So before you do anything, push your hands into the wall. Michelle, turn your hands the other way. So turn the heels of your hands. Yes. No, not like that. Just straight up and down more. Yes. Okay. Now think about your elbows kind of like rolling in a little bit that way. Okay. Inhale into your chest, dragging the heels of the hands up the wall. Exhale. Let me see you empty from the bottom so that the rib cage moves back. Don't worry. We're almost done. And then maintain that position. Right? Keep the low abs on as you're inhaling into the chest. Now, I do not care. I literally could hold this with my knees like off the ground and just breathe and I'd feel abs. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just try to imagine pushing into the wall and dragging up the wall and nice and slow. The longer the exhales, we felt that today with like those hammy drags on the wall, the more you can inhale and exhale and relax and contract, the more you're going to feel. Good. Nice. Inhaling into the chest, maintaining some tension in the abs, right? It's practice. If I take an inhale, it doesn't mean I need to let my belly go. I'm still going to find length through the obliques. So are you guys like dying or are you good? Okay. Okay. So what I want you to do, just roll back and forth on your back. So what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of like rock side to side, but you're going to like feel like you're absorbing the ground underneath you. Okay. So it's basically like we're going to go, we usually do like a rock and roll front to back, but we're just going to do it side to side and we're going to come into a side sit, which is if I side sit, this is external rotation, this is internal rotation, and both are good things. So if I go like this, inhale back, I might roll to the right and then come up. I'm going to inhale, go into the ground, exhale, up to the left. Inhale and exhale. I was making the bed and I sleep with a fan this far away from my face, 365 all the time. The fan fell and hit me on the back of the head. I have like this huge welt. I just felt it real good now. So let the ground like accept you, right? You're just rolling into it and then you're coming up. Nice. Good. Try to let it be like relaxed. Good. Then we're just going to do a rock back and then you can go and you're going to be done and you're going to have a great weekend and you just did more than the majority of most people. So if I go hands and knees, I want to think about getting into not butt out position, just a little bit of a tuck. But guess what? The tuck doesn't come from clenching on the glutes. When I tuck under, I'm going to drag on the heels of my hand and I'm just going to rock back. Turn the palms up. I'm going to imagine the elbows reaching through the ground as I inhale into my chest and into my upper back. Exhale, empty from the bottom. I should be able to do a Kegel, hip bones draw toward each other, empty from the bottom up, and then allow the rib cage to come back. Maintain that tension in your abs as you inhale again. Reach your right hand out. And then all the way over to the left. And just take a big inhale into the left, pushing and reaching through the left arm. Inhale. And exhale, right hand comes back, palm turns up. Inhale, reach your left arm long, reach through the right hand, reach all the way over to the right. Inhale. And exhale, and you're done. Nice job, guys. Have a good week.
Stacey.
Bye.